Question 1. Find the quadratic function shown below. So what do I notice? I notice that the roots are -1 and 6. So you seem to start off this way. X is equal to -1, X is equal to 6. Turn your roots into factors. Multiply out your factors. And you'd end up with x squared minus 5x minus 6. And you told me, okay, that's that function there. Well, actually, that's a function with the roots -1 and 6. So let's just test this out. If you were to throw that into the calculator, get your table, x squared minus 5x minus 6. Do I want to start at 1? No, I want to start at -2, let's say. And I want to finish at 7. And I want to go up in ones. So, -2, 8 would be off up here. Okay, seems okay. -1, 0, yes. 0 minus 6, no. Okay, so now this isn't the function. So I'm going to keep going though to show you. -1, 0, 0, 6. 1 minus 10. About there. 2 minus 12. 3 minus 12, 4 minus 10, 5 minus 6, there, and 0 minus 6 is right there. 5 minus 6, 6, 0, and 7, 8. Which can be off up here. So you're after finding this function. Yes, it does have those roots, but it's not the function that I asked for. So that's why I give you marks. You would have gotten maybe about 7, 9, 10, because you found a function that has those roots. You didn't find this function though. So what do I notice? Oh, look. Where does it cut the y-axis? Well, if you want to find out where something cuts the y-axis, you let x equal to 0. So that's 0 squared minus 5 times 0 minus 6. So you'd notice there that like that's where it cuts the y-axis, is at -6, and that number really matters then, because here it cuts at -12. So this is like the parent function. This is a slightly different, skinnier function, to it. So with an ending of -12, so in order for that to happen, the function has to be at 2x squared minus 10x minus 12. Another way of doing that is, what does a normal quadratic look like? It looks like y equals something x squared, something x plus something. Okay. Do I have points on my line? I do. I have the point, it's a root, so it's -1, and so if it's a point, it's -1, 0. I have 6, 0. And I also can clearly see I have 0 minus 12. So if I threw this one in, y equals, so y is -12. X is 0. So I'm just subbing this into my function. Well, c is -12. So I'm not finding out that much. Then I now know that my function looks like this. something x squared plus something x minus 12. Okay, so we keep going. We sub in another one. Minus 1, 0. So x is minus 1. So y equals ax squared plus bx minus 12 now is what we know. So if y is 0 and x is minus 1, then we have 0, 1a minus b minus 12. So a minus b is equal to 12. That looks like it's going to turn into a simultaneous equation because I have another one to put in. Y equals ax squared plus bx minus 12 is what I have. And now I'm subbing in this point. So 0, y is 0. A 6 squared plus b times 6 minus 12. That's 36a plus 6b minus 12 equals 0. So that's 36a plus 6b is equal to 12. Off you go and do your simultaneous equations, and you'd find out what a and b are, and you'd end up with a 2 and a minus 10. Okay, so that's just another way you could have gone about it. I think this is much faster, and since most of you started this way, this is the way I would probably continue with. It's just you need to understand that you're after finding this function here. So you did find a function with those roots, but you didn't find the function that I specifically asked for. Okay, I was hoping this one would catch you out a little bit because it's something that, you know, we have looked at coefficients in identity questions, but we haven't looked at it exactly like this. So I was hoping that this would catch some of you. I don't know what to do. It just says in the expansion of this. So to expand means to multiply out, I guess. P is a natural number, and the coefficient of x is twice the coefficient of the x squared to find the value of p. So I don't know what to do. And I'm just going to do what I naturally might do, which seems to be brackets. I'm going to multiply that out. So that's 2x cubed plus 2px squared plus 8x plus 1x squared plus px plus 4. And what does it say? I don't know what to do from here. I either go along and do the, equals 0x cubed plus 0x squared, or I read the question and see does it have any more information. It says the coefficient of the x, so that's a 8 plus p, is equal to twice the coefficient of the x squared. Twice is equal to double this. So that's 8 plus p is equal to 4p plus 2. 3p is equal to 6. P is equal to 2. And that's what they wanted. They wanted me to find the value of p, and they told me that p is a natural number. All looks good there. Two ways to do this. Okay. We either try and simplify your fractions and then do our division, or we do our division first and then we try and simplify our fractions. I prefer to try and simplify first. How do you simplify any fraction? Well, from primary school, you have to factorize fractions before you can simplify them. So I am going to say that firstly, division is the same as multiplication, and flip or invert this fraction here, your fraction. Why is that? Well, if you want to take a very basic example, if you've half a pizza and you want to divide it among 3 people, think about it logically, you end up with the answer 1/6. Every person gets 1/6 of a full pizza. So in order to get that, division turns to multiplication. This is just a method. And 3 over 1 turns to 1 over 3, top by top, bottom by bottom. Okay, so, sorry. So, if you want to do division, a quick method is just to change the multiplication, the division to multiplication, and invert your second fraction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start simplifying my fractions first, which means I need to factorize. So what type of factorizing is this? X minus 3 by x plus 3, difference 2 squares. I would take this to the side. It's a trinomial, hoping that when you work that out, you'll see that it's 2x minus 5 and x minus 3 are its factors. Divided by, well, I'm going to just do my factorizing first. X plus 3, and then common factor here is a 2x squared and 2x minus 5. So now, if I want to simplify, I have to factorize, but I'm not finished yet. I need to do this here where if I'm doing division, I'm changing my division sign to multiplication. So I'm just going to put a dot there for multiplication, and I invert my second fraction. And that's just a method that I figured out from basic maths here from primary school. So, and you can check if it works every time or whatever. So I'm inverting my second fraction. So that's 2x squared, which is 2 by x by 2x minus 5. All this is getting multiplied top by top, bottom by bottom. X plus 3. And I can start simplifying. And I end up with 2x squared all over x. Again, what's this made up of? Well, it's made up of 2 by x by x. That's it in its factors, all over x. Times a 1, maybe, if that's what you want to say. So we have 2x at the end. So as simple as it gets is a 2x. And then the very last one, again, up to yourselves how you do this. I prefer to make things look a bit more familiar. So I'm going to write this as x plus y minus z equals 0. 2x plus 3y minus 2z equals 0, and x plus 2y plus 0z is equal to 10. Now, sometimes people seem to mix up 2's and z's, so I'm going to just put that in the middle of my z's so I can tell that it's definitely, a z, not a 2. I guess let's take these two equations. It doesn't matter, whatever way you want to do it now. I'm going to multiply this by a minus 2, and I'll leave this one as it is. So 2x plus 3y minus 2z equals 0. And minus 2x minus 4y plus 0z equals 20. That leaves me with minus 1y minus 2z equals 20. I have, maybe I'll take these two now. I'll multiply it by a minus 2 on the top. So that one's getting multiplied by a minus 2. So we end up at minus 2x plus minus 2y plus 2z equals 0. And 2x plus 3y minus 2z equals 0. That's gone. That gives me a y, 1y, and that's gone equals 0. Oh, okay, so I'm after finding out that y is 0. That was handy. If y is 0, then we need to go back in here and sub it in. So if y is 0, we have minus 1 times 0 minus 2 times z equals 20. And we have have I made a little error somewhere? Okay, so let's just check this. X plus y plus x plus y minus z equals 0, 2x plus 3y minus 2z equals 0, and x plus y plus 0z equals 10. Multiply this by a minus 2. Sorry. Okay. So that means that minus 2z is equal to minus 20. Z is equal to 10. Okay, so just back here, when I was multiplying the bottom line by a minus 2, it should have been a minus 20. And then I ended up with minus 1y minus 2z equals minus 20. And then I went on and I multiplied, took these two lines, multiplied the top line by a minus 2. All that crossed off, luckily enough. I mean, that doesn't always happen. And I end up at y is 0, and then I go back up here, and if y is 0, well then z is 10. And if we have very first line x plus y minus z is equal to 0, then x plus y minus z is equal to 0, so x has to be equal to 10 as well. Loads of ways of doing that one. That's just the way I started.